For Tiffany Chaffin, this Sunday started like any other. Her two adult sons, Tyler and Eli, were home watching videos and playing games, but by day's end, she'd face an impossible question. Did she raise protectors or something else entirely? A man was dead, and her sons were the prime suspects. In a quiet New Mexico community, the peace was shattered when residents reported hearing loud, unsettling noises. When police arrived, they discovered the body of 37-year-old William Johnson. It was immediately clear to investigators that this was no random act of violence. The evidence pointed towards a targeted incident, an attack with a specific purpose. Officers began piecing together the victim's final hours and recent interactions. This trail quickly led them to his former partner, a woman named Sierra Collins. When detectives brought Sierra in for questioning, her behavior raised immediate concerns. Instead of showing the expected grief or shock over the loss of someone she had been close to, she seemed distant, almost detached. Her primary focus appeared to be on the legal consequences, asking questions about what could happen to her rather than what had happened to William. This focus on self-preservation struck the investigators as highly unusual. After some time, she finally provided two names, Tyler and Eli Chaffin. She described them as acquaintances she had met through a support program, painting a picture of a casual connection. With this new information, the investigation shifted dramatically. Armed with the names of their new persons of interest, authorities located the Chaffin residence. They approached with caution, ensuring the safety of everyone involved before making contact. Inside, they found Tyler and Eli. The brothers were taken into custody and subsequently interviewed separately about the day's tragic events. This standard procedure, designed to prevent collusion, quickly revealed conflicting accounts of what had transpired. In their individual interviews, both brothers described a situation that had spiraled far beyond their control, claiming they had been manipulated into being there. Tyler, the elder brother, expressed deep remorse for his role in the incident. Eli, the younger, maintained that his actions were driven by a single motive: to protect his brother from harm. The family dynamics of the case became a central and unusual element. During his questioning, Eli made a request that surprised investigators. He asked for his mother, Tiffany, to be present. It was an uncommon plea for a young adult, hinting at a deep-seated reliance and a family in crisis. Tiffany sat beside her son, trying to process the horrifying allegations being leveled against him and his brother. She was caught in a parent's worst nightmare, struggling to reconcile the son she knew with the suspects described by police. Later, Tiffany would tell investigators her own theory. She firmly believed her sons were being framed. In her eyes, Sierra Collins was a master manipulator who had orchestrated the entire tragic event from the beginning. This fierce maternal loyalty would be put to the ultimate test as more evidence came to light. Digital evidence became a crucial part of the puzzle. Investigators uncovered extensive communication between Sierra and the Chaffin brothers in the days and hours leading up to the incident. Text messages and phone records painted a complex picture. The prosecution would later argue that this communication was proof of premeditation and a coordinated plan. The defense, however, would counter that it was evidence of Sierra's coercive influence, showing how she methodically manipulated the brothers into a volatile situation. As the case moved toward legal proceedings, the courtroom heard multiple competing narratives about who was truly responsible for what happened that Sunday. In the end, legal resolutions were reached for those involved. In a tragic turn of events, Sierra Collins passed away due to unrelated medical issues before her trial could conclude, leaving many questions about her role unanswered. The Chaffin brothers, facing the weight of the evidence against them, accepted plea agreements. These agreements acknowledged their involvement, but also took into account their claims of manipulation and the complex circumstances of the case, Tyler, with a prior record and a more direct role in the events. Received a longer prison sentence, Ellie's sentence was lighter, reflecting his younger age and the defense's argument that he was heavily influenced by both his brother and Sierra. This case leaves us with difficult questions about influence, personal responsibility, and the thin line between being a victim and a perpetrator. It's a stark reminder of how quickly an ordinary day can descend into an irreversible tragedy, and how our perception of events is shaped by the stories we are told and the stories we choose to believe. For Tiffany Chaffin, the mother at the heart of this storm, the legal conclusions may never fully align with her reality. The answers she seeks may never reconcile the image of the sons she raised with the actions they took on that fateful day. It remains a somber case study in the complexities of human dynamics, where loyalty, manipulation, and violence collided with devastating consequences.